Okay, I'm getting really tired of this angle, this way of lies, this thievery. Now, this video is based off of a real life, trial that I went through, a statement. Now, what this is notoriously known for, I'm gonna flat out, just say it. This is when I knew how to play off the real world with no emphasis. This is when I took Chris's advice 100%, and guess what happened? All I did was survive, and survive bare minimum. What that means was, my earlier problem was I wanted the oomph out of somebody in high school. And what Chris told me, literally, was that was bullshit. And what I did for 3 years was take advantage of society, literally, without getting paid, making tons of YouTube videos that could have made money if I wasn't being hacked. Constant excuses saying that, they changed all, Discord platforms to the point where you don't have to, put descriptions to a point where it's a full page. You just need to have connections to have Discord. I know that's how most of the people, make their YouTube channel. They double post it on Facebook, literally, they advertise it. YouTube is hard. Now, what I'm going to say is kind of frightening you in this video. What if I told you the exact same reason why I took their advice is why they kept going? Now, what this was this is me, don't society and out. I'm over 30 years old. I had kids, without having, money, legitimately, like college-wise. But I was a rap star, people were playing with my change. In doing so, I tried to tell them this is getting old. You need to pay me for the Timothy Delgado. You need to pay me for a superstar already. Because what happened was you thought that I was lucky and that I was oblivious to society. Well, guess what, Lily? There's two Jollibees. There's one where a drive-thru that just opened in Union City back when I was banging with Jesse. There's another one that's at Round 1 at the Southland Mall. When me and Rob get stuck, I'm like, oh, there's a basketball court here. Lily, there's a basketball court there. Because I've done everything with the car, and lesbian cops don't get it. I lived for a while, Lily. I know where this is, where that is. I run into the swings oftenly. And I used to have a wife that was Pakistani. And I heard that I can't keep her, Lily, due to Photoshop and fake relationships. Before I go into detail about Chris, I have to state, I know everything that they're trying to do in mental health. They're trying to scar my whole story, which is why, I fought back. Not violate the children and get to the core of my mental condition. Ignore God, Lily. Ignore all the matches with country, Lily. Just to bar minimum, you just have a mental condition. I just stated before where to get to. I've been saying shit for 3 years like you want me to die, motherfucker. I am street smart, but I don't commit myself to the streets 100% because if I do, Lily, there's zombies laying around like crackheads. Because I play on society with no emphasis, mental health can't piss me off, but I don't get anything big in return. And you know what happened when I kept on, going to place after place, Lily, explaining shit, telling them how to skateboard? They didn't get the oomph out of me. What they got was the truth why somebody fought back and why Lily, even though I had no confidence in high school, people like Jenny and so many other people came as soon as they had double D's to suck my dick. Then I told them, God made it even. But then they continued to give me nothing big. So what happened was, recently is that they have to, come to the ultimatum that I view anime as a delicacy instead of adjacently like how they try to hit you in high school. And the whole point is that they want to hit me adjacently so I can have the same problems. One of the biggest examples of why I view anime as a delicacy is Bakugan Battle Brawlers. The colors, the everything, the Runo, and guess what, Lily? I love related to everything is connected to Dragon Ball Z. Now, the biggest point, Lily, is something that I saw earlier. What happened was, Lily, my mom was looking for, the dog leash, Lily, and my uncle, I state this, I'm very complex that, Lily, he has a king complex in this thing called domestic violence. What happened was, I looked at the trunk twice, Lily, and I lifted up, the trunk, Lily. He told me to look for it again, Lily. I kept on telling him, you see, Lily, how I was like poker face, Lily, and I was telling Strong, I was like Vin Diesel, and I snuck into Adam Sandler was white boy comedy that was straightforward. How she got to fuck me up when dead after so many people like Reese saying that, she hides behind something that's not full black, but, tells me how to be black. She punked me around, and she got a whole new leash that looked like a chain. Said, get this motherfucking dog out of here. I'm all like, see how I'm getting punked? You see how, Lily, I thought I had everything going on? How she destroyed my poker face, Lily? So I need somebody to be saying that I'm getting fucked up and not double imply how I'm dressed on the outside. What happened externally was, this was the exact same thing that happened to me FanMade 2019. Because what happened in FanMade 2019 was I was labeled a predator when I knew people in the building and some of them were my girlfriends that are promiscuous. Before that, I got Mirage, where another thing that came with chains like Arizona from Fairy Tail back when the new season came out. Not 100 Years Crest, but literally the final season of Fairy Tail. When I was up to date where I had a girlfriend named Lucas Door when the opening was us dancing. She snuck in every single night and then I yelled at Uncle Tommy. What happened was, Lily, there was a scene, Lily, with somebody was smacking Eris's ass bare on the street saying, smack it, Lily. And then I got, Lily, a download that came out of nowhere. It looked like a Mandela. And it said, smack it, Lily. So guess what I did to convince them? I smacked in, I got self-defense because they wanted to grapple hold of something. Lily, how can mental health inflict something while I know every action has a reaction and they act physically at will? I know the consequence can only be one thing, and a girl can play with your emotions. So smack it was connected to a chain. Lily, I'm done with that phase. Lily, I'm on my last leg. Even though it was rewarding because I was brave. You need to see a bigger picture here now. What happened lately? Well, I thought I was a victim of domestic violence. You called out the debt. Okay, so what happened recently was you recognized because I did as free as a girl, because I started skateboarding with Robert Wilson, because we played out society 100% going to sue juice. What ended up happening was Chris's message got diluted because we started looking at the positives. They kept on pushing autism every time I was in reverse. I knew exactly what they were doing. They were doing a form of blood. You share your soul with an object. Then they go Omar, and then they go Lily High School, and then Lily they inflict things, but then they forget you're physically strong. I'm as strong as Vin Diesel today. For a pound mind named Penguin Jump, and those have bang like platinum. What happens, what I knew got in the way of their plan, but it didn't stop them from doing it. Lily, I double applied. Where children is supposed to be frightened by something, that's why they get consequences. You allow someone to do the same thing over and over again when the other person has discipline, only one thing happens. So a whole bunch of things happen because they're immature. Or they kept on doing their magic, doing their shit. I kept on reading. I kept on literally looking at Naruto to recognize when it was a delicacy, and kept on being rewarded like things like Dead Jam Aerosol. The point where the positives became bullshit, and that's why Chris's angle doesn't work, and guess what I figured out? It's the exact same reason why you're content. It's the exact same reason why you can look at the positives is why nothing evolves.